evening, guys. I hope you're all well. So I'm going to get started tonight talking to your WIX website. Like I said, I'd be doing in Thursday's collab, looking at the sections within your assignment, and then just speaking to the different areas that you're able to start thinking about and focusing on different genres for your writing for your website. But to start, I need to show you what it means to have a WIX site. So bear in mind, I've been doing this for a while, so I've got lots of all these different versions, but I'm going to start with creating a new site. And I know it does give you AI as an option. The only thing is that yours is so specific that you can use AI to set it up. I've got no problem with that whatsoever, because you can get some really nice graphics with it. You can use all that. It doesn't negatively influence you in terms of marks and what have you, but just know you're still going to have to do a lot of the work in terms of putting the correct tabs in and all that. But if you want to use it to guide you with graphics and layout and all that, you're more than welcome to do it, because it's a tool, and it's a usable tool in this instance. Okay, I just need to change my screen with you. Sorry, I forget that it always goes to another tab. Okay, so we're going to site creation. There we go. All right, so it gives you the option of AI. Sorry, I was jumping the gun there, forgetting that I'd done. So you can use that if you want. I'm going to set up without it to show you guys the basics. But like I say, if you've got a particular vision and you know what you're looking for, you can get AI to help you do that. And if you do use that, though, you do obviously need to show your prompts, take screenshots. You need to give me evidence of the use of the AI in your reference list. Okay, so when it says what would you like to call your website, I'm just going to call it semester 2 2024. Then I'm going to continue, and I'm going to skip what my goals are, because that doesn't matter. I don't want any of the apps, and I want to continue to dashboard. Okay, so because you guys are starting from scratch, it might be a little bit different, but if it's something that you're not sure if you should be using or not, rather just click skip. And then what you're going to do is you are going to go to design site. And here, like I said, you can either generate with AI, or we're going to customize a template. So we're going to pick a template. Again, not against the use of AI. I just need to show you guys the process of how to use what's available and then go from there. All right, so like I've said with your assessment, your both assessments, you are going to be creating a website that is specific to what you find interesting. So whether it be hard news, whether it be tech, whether it be fashion, I'll show you all the different genre options that are available to you. And there are 70 pages worth of websites. Okay, so I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to go a bit random, and I'm going to do a sports page. Okay, I'm just making it up as I go along. It's the fun of WIX. You can make things up as you go along. You can edit and change everything that you don't need, all that kind of thing. So it can take a little bit long if your interconnection is not great. Even if your internet connection is great, it can take a long time to load, because depending on the graphics that you choose with your website. So some of the ones that are more graphic heavy do take a longer time to open up. So don't panic. But this is why I say everything that you do needs to be done on your on Word. Sorry, it needs to be done separate from WIX, because I have had students who've lost their entire portfolios day that they are due, and I don't want that for anyone. It was one of my worst experiences I've had as a lecturer, because a student had worked on it the entire semester with me and then nothing to show for it. Okay, so this is WIX. This is where you'll be able to add everything and remove things. So for example, the about journal, you could leave, or if you don't want something, you can click on it and you can delete on the keyboard. Okay, delete, there we go. This get in touch, maybe you want to edit it, so you maybe don't necessarily want this information here, but you do want the social media links. Okay, you can play around about what you want and don't want to use from the website to start, and then you've got to edit and adjust it to suit you, to suit what you are trying to achieve. Okay, so what is important is to remember that everyone is going to have different sites. Everyone is going to have different approaches, just depending on what they find interesting and what approach you want to take, because someone who's doing fashion is going to have something very different from someone who's doing hard news, for example. Okay, so this is all that it's about. It's about making a site that, I'm changing it to 100%, that looks like a real website, that it's legit, that it doesn't look pieced together and lacks flow. It needs to have a strong narrative through it. You need to have all the tabs that they've asked for, and then the content needs to be obviously what is expected of you in your assessments. So for example, it says meet the JRN team, empowering you to succeed. You could maybe change that to say like a slogan or something of together we will reach greater heights. I don't know, something cheesy like that. Okay, but all it is a matter of clicking on things, and then when you click on them or double click on them, depending on how your laptop works, you can go to edit text here, or there is the quick edit function here. So like as I'm hovering here, if you hover over things, you'll see there quick edit comes up, and here you're able to do a quick edit to a larger section. So it picks up what is important to that particular section and what isn't. Okay, so you can use that quick edit to your own benefit. Now what's important along here, so you'll see here says page home. If you click here, it gives us all our different pages. If you want to jump from page to page, you go and click on these different pages and it'll take you and swap you between them. In the beginning, you've got to look at which one, like which backgrounds you like, which pages you like. You don't have to necessarily delete things all straight away because you want to use those templates, but it's about manipulating them to suit you. So here you can, so that's where your pages to jump between pages. Here's where you add your elements. So text, images, you're going to have to link to social media pages and YouTube and all that for the videos that you're creating. So or anything that you do, you find here, any elements you need to add. Then you've got all the different elements here. For example, if you need to add sections to your page that you want to add in, you want to use their templates, it's there. If you want to, this is the most important one, is manage your pages. This is where you will make this your own site. Okay, so for example, you've got to look out for things such as this. This home is hidden because it's got the no I through it. You've got to have, for example, that's got to be shown in your menu. Your about as an anchor page is fine. Services we don't want. So we're going to click on those dots and we are either going to hide from menu or go to settings and delete. Okay, so for example, I'm going to click on it and I am going to hide from menu. The free consultation as well. If it's a page that you can delete, it gives you the option to delete. Delete it if you're not going to use it. If it doesn't let you delete it, then I would just then say hide it from view so that I can't see it. Okay, so you would go through your pages, looking through what's there and not there, and go through delete, and then you will rename them to the pages that you need, which I'm going to show you in a minute. So the whole focus is to make sure that you get something that looks like a real website, that doesn't look like it's put together by a student. And also how you guys need to consider it is as a portfolio for you guys to be able to show future employees. It's, you know, giving evidence of the work that you have created. And I've had students who have already submitted their videos and their written pieces and all that to different publications, to the writing competition, all that kind of thing. So you can 100% use your work, which is really, really nice. It's not just about using this for JRN, it's about using it beyond JRN, which is something important to remember, because whether it's applying for your assignment, applying for honors or applying for jobs, this can be used. Okay, so what is important to remember is the flow, how the overall look, then obviously the content as well. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys an example. I'm going to flip over, just let me stop sharing, and I'm going to go over to show you a student from last semester. Okay, so this particular student did his whole POE on gaming and the artistry in gaming, design, character development, all that kind of thing. So what's important is that, again, this is very specific to his website, but it still was a really good looking site overall. So I'm just zooming out so you can see more. So his website was called the Narrative Exclusion Zone. Our stories, here you can see all the tabs that you have to create. About us, our stories, here's our different tabs that you're going to do. And then things like this: help maintain the narrative exclusion zone by following our administrative staff through relevant channels. And these link to sites that he created, X account, sorry, I wanted to say Twitter account, and an Instagram account, which had all the content that he created for this site. And then if I go click on, for example, our stories, here's the current records. Here is the work that he created for his assessment. So again, just using this as an example. And as I spoke to in our previous collab about how you could choose between digital media and ethics, for him, he could go either way. So he chose to do the digital media question, which came up like that. And then you have your references, your interviews. So there are certain things that are very much about the academic side of things, but the rest of it needs to look like an actual website. So I think this is a good example of showing you how you can create something that is very much your own. Think about your color scheme, think about your type of stories you want to produce, and that is going to help you to decide on what to create. Of course, you can message me, run ideas by me. I think pretty much every JRN student I had last semester ran their website ideas by me before creating their websites, just to make sure what they were doing would work, just because of my past experience and designing the module, and also just to get some feedback, get an outsider's perspective. Okay, so I know it seems early, but I do need to pull this to your attention so that you know what you are doing. So if you have a look right from the beginning, it does give us instructions. And what that says is question 1 and question 4 are compulsory, and then you choose between question 2 and 3. Okay. It says you've been given a word count, stick to it. I'm happy to give you that 10% leeway that I always do. So just keep that in mind. But the idea is that there is not everything within the part in particular is compulsory. Okay, so just going to the next slide. All right. So if you have a look on, I'm just seeing what page it is, page 5. What I've just shown you now with WIX, that all is here written out for you. So for example, home, about us, the digital media, or our ethics, our stories, references. So question 1 is the creation of your website. Question 2 and 3 is that choice between digital media and ethics. And then question 4 is your first written piece. Okay, so again, it's all about, like, when you do the about us, you're not writing it about you as an individual, you're writing it about you as a publication. So that what the publication, what are you doing, what is the publication, um, what is their stance, what is their approach, um, what are they all about. This is where you go and write it down. And again, you get 20 marks for this, so that's 20% of your assignment mark, your practical assignment. So it is worth taking it seriously. And then again, once it's set up, then it's done for you for your final POE as well, and you're not having to change, adapt, and what have you. Okay. So I'm not obviously going to break this down in full detail now, because it is still early on. I'll be doing that in our NSS. But this is what I was talking about in terms of choosing between understanding digital media as well as the understanding ethics. So you can read through those, you can think about which one suits your publication better, and obviously I will go through those in more detail with you guys in our next collab. So by having tonight, it's just nice because it means I could break down the websites in more detail. All right. And then, like I said, in question 4 is where you write your first piece. So you write a short 400 to 600 word piece. And then now to explain to you the genres. Okay, so I don't need to open up VC Learn and documents and stuff. I just need to show you the module outline, actually, which speaks to the genres. So what you guys need to understand is that the module is broken up into different sectors, into writing for genres in general, and then writing for specialist genres. So your POE, not your POE, sorry, your practical assignment is going to look at the more general genres. And then your POE, you've got to include the specialist genres. But in saying that, your specialist genres that you do have to fit in with your chosen general genres. So it'll make more sense when you get to that section of work. But for example, if you're doing the business beat, which is anything to do with business, but then let's say you go and do activism or humanitarian, it would be activism and humanitarian that would stories and multimedia that would fit within business. So specifically looking at this for you guys, you have got these 3 themes are the 3 areas that you can focus on, and then within these breaks it down more. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different beats or different areas of focus that you can go into. So you can choose to write business. So that's if you want to do a more news website. And then obviously when you are working through your material, make sure you spend a little bit more time working on that. You could choose to create a website on technology, science, or environmental, or tech and science, or science and environmental. It can be a blend. It's just your website has got to be able to be adaptable. It's got to be wide enough that would reach a decent audience, but not obviously so wide that there isn't focus. So even if you decide you want to focus on a science beat, if you're bringing in technological developments within the science field, that obviously works. So if there are crossovers with the different beats, that's great. It's not a problem at all, because pretty much every story that is ever written has some form of crossover or some form of involvement of other beats. It's very seldom you get a story that is solely on one beat. So in this instance, you can choose those, or you can choose arts, culture, lifestyle, entertainment. Again, a lot of crossover there. You can even talk about arts. You maybe you want to focus on an arts-based website, but then you want to bring in tech and science. That's absolutely fine. What you need to do is have one main beat one main focus. And then if you draw on other aspects, such as business, tech, science, whatever it may be, you can 100% do that. So, for example, with the gaming, that fell under actually arts, culture, lifestyle, and entertainment. I had another student who did the arts, which also fell, and their whole thing was on uh, the actual field of art. And then they had, I'll show you guys in another collab, they had a video, their video, sorry, was based on a band that does like very morbid, like creating fake body parts and all that. And it actually went with culture, lifestyle, entertainment, as well as technology. So it's not about thinking you need to pigeonhole yourself into one thing and you can't incorporate the others. You 100% can, but you obviously do need to have a central beat, and then how you draw in is up to you. So like when the student first said gaming, I said yes, 100%, but I said, but stop and tell me how you think it fits in. And initially he was like, well, it's an art or it's science. And I was like, but actually it's technology, it's science, it's culture, it's lifestyle, it's entertainment, and then we worked out how, and business, because he brought in the financial side of it in one of his pieces. So I showed how that one idea could incorporate so much more. So it's not about thinking too big, but it's also about making sure that you choose a beat that one you like, as your central beat. And then thinking outside of the box. I know it sounds cheesy, but thinking about stories that could be really different, that could stand out, that could make you think about things, that could, maybe just be something different, a different approach to something that others haven't seen before, or that I haven't seen before, because I'm obviously the one looking at it. But more than anything, it's about you guys producing content that you would be proud of, and that, like I said, you could use as an external portfolio after you have finished the module, once it's been invigilated and everything. So think about it properly. Think about what interests you. Like I said in the previous collab, think about your connections and the people that you could speak to make your stories really come to life. The students that did really well last semester, because this was the first time the module in this way was run, were the people that went outside their comfort zones and interviewed strangers or like friends of friends. It wasn't about just, copping up and interviewing a family member. In some instances, family members actually were very, very useful. But the gaming one, he didn't know anyone in Durban that could help him. So he actually did online interviews for his piece with people, literally using the gaming platforms and recording it, and ended up with a really, really interesting multimedia. So yeah, it's just to say, think outside the box, talk to me, run ideas by me. I'll tell you if I think they'll sink or swim. Obviously, if you want to just push through and just try it, you're welcome to. But I am here to bounce ideas. I am here to give you a bit of guidance and help you, just to make you think about what you're doing, and also sometimes to help you to hone in your ideas. So what I had quite a few students last semester, they had these big ideas, and I went, okay, I love the enthusiasm, love the ideas, but you need to, bring them down. You need to have better focus. You need to think about which angle, like if you've got the story idea, which angle actually is going to be the easiest and strongest, and what's going to work, because we come up with these big ideas, but then we need to break them down, think about things, and go through it like that. Okay, so you must think about that. Think about what you're trying to achieve, and also just make sure that you have some fun with it at the end of the day. All right, guys, I hope you have a great evening, and I'll chat to you all soon. Bye.